Thursday, February 8th, 2024. 11:22 a.m. New York time. Good morning. This is part two of day trading. The pre-market setup is posted on my Patreon page. We're looking here at the economic news that was released. United States economic news. We had 8:30, two big events released. Unemployment claims and the FOMC member speaks. As well, we had lighter news at the 10 o'clock hour. The main ones I was concerned about were the 8:30 a.m. Not to be in a trade into that moment of the news. If you're fundamentalists, well, you're welcome to look at this content here and read the files to know the deep details of that information. Directly from the source, not some talking heads. Looking at the chart on the euro, we're looking at a matrix grid, I call this. It's the same financial instrument. It's the euro futures, 6 grids, multiple time frames to see the forest for the trees. This helps me to identify potential areas we may test, break through, or reverse. On the bottom right is a daily chart, very important to me. This red candle is the current daily candle. Yep, so we're near the lows of the year here. Also know we're doing what? Staircase pattern, lower low, right? Staircase pattern, lower low, lower highs, lower lows. And this big red candle here, coming back on weakness, smaller trading ranges. That was a supply up there because I was sort of dumped. So I knew, use caution. There might be sellers more than buyers up here, creating another sell-off, which is a trading opportunity. Look to take advantage of that. Since I am situation over that, look for shorts. Then on the 4-hour candle here, that big red one, that's from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. Huge impulse move down. I labeled midpoint right there, that red horizontal line. I also had the swing high labeled there, which happened to be the overnight high. And I labeled the impulse bottom. Let's go a little bit more here on the 4-hour to show you. Put this on 10 days. The 4-hour candles. Here we go, 10 trading days on the 4-hour candles. Big consolidation up here. A lot of wide trading range, highs and lows. But again, overall, it's a huge consolidation. The high being here, this red vertical horizontal line, and the low being just above this zone. Then you had that impulse move down. That was Friday. Sunday, we opened up, went lower, lower, lower. So since Sunday evening to now, yeah, it's another consolidation, but much more tighter. When I say tighter, the high and low is tighter here versus the high and low here. More price levels have been tested. More resting phase, building energy for some big move, maybe like this sometime soon. Also know this big round number, this red horizontal line, 108, big round number. Knew that was a supply area multiple times, here, here, here. And down here, quarters, 1075 in this demand zone here. Weak demand zone, but still demand zone labeled it. So if those got tested, knew to look for the opportunities. Let's take it to the 1-hour. So again, these lines are labeled on the higher time frame, these horizontal lines. So I need to fix this one. I think that should be 1H. Sometimes I hit the wrong key. Nope. It needs to be 4H because it drew it from there. Yep, makes sense because the dollar sign on top of that key, right? If you look at your keyboard, on my keyboard, the number 4, and it also has the dollar sign on top. All right, let's go back to the 1-hour. So on the 1-hour, we had this occur overnight. Mark up, distribution, mark down, retracement. Cycles. Yep, you can see them all the time. Let's take this to the 5 days. 5 days, 1 hour. Yep. All the way last Thursday, Friday, a lot of whipsaw. Like mentioned, past Sunday, or this Sunday that just passed. Look at this massive consolidation here. Yeah, it's a trend. Trending very weak. Very weak. Not many buyers looking to take here. So looking for the opportunities to trade bearish. Got it. Let's take it to the 4 hour. The 15 minute. So here we are on the 15 minute. This is the Asian zone, Asian session, 2000, 2300, as well as this is the London session, 0200, 0500. Most activity that takes place during the Asian session is in this session, this time period, and most action that takes place during the London session is here. Then the London session, their afternoon, is the United States New York morning session. So you have more activity in New York morning session up to about 11, to about 11 a.m. because that'd be the London afternoon. Oh, sorry, that'd be the London evening, late afternoon. Yep. So again, here's that 4 hour horizontal line I labeled that was on the 4 hour midpoint. Now I want to show you, again, we're looking at the 15 minute. My drawings I did. Again, 15 minute chart, but with the drawings I had to do pre-market. This blue vertical line that represents the 5 a.m. telling me that, hey, that's the 4 hour candle that just got done. And this blue line here, that represents the 9 a.m. 4 hour candle that just got done. So all this between this blue vertical line, this blue vertical line is 4 hours, which made that big red candle. Got it. Let's go back. And then you're going to see also these red midpoints. I drew these off the 1 hour because they were big moves. So I'll show you here again. Here we go on the 1 hour. Loading my drawings for the day. These big red candles, big bodies, extremely big bodies. I thought those were important enough to label midpoint. They may or may not get tested. You see, some of them did. Let's go back to the 15 minute. There you go on the 15 minute. And I mentioned pre-market. We had interesting mixed signals here because you had this Asian session high and low. Then after it ended, we went higher. Look at that. Big candle there, big wick. That was the high of the pre-market overnight until the London session went up, tested it, made a higher high, red candle, divergency, right? You have a high, higher high, and then it turned red. Again, both 15-minute candles, but a rejection here. The trend change, divergency, great opportunity to take in a short if someone did. Swing points. There was a swing point and broke. Nice. And then again, the London session went lower, lower, lower. Come to the 7 a.m. This vertical line, dotted vertical line. This is 7 a.m. This dotted vertical line here is 8 a.m. This yellow line, more than a dot, what do you call these things? That was the 8:30 economic news. I mentioned that this blue one was the 4 hour, and this yellow vertical line, bigger dots, what do you call these things, was the New York session opening. And this blue one, this yellow one here was the 10 a.m. Yep. So it just lets me know when I'm looking at the faster time frame. You'll see momentarily. Let me know we're coming into something. Okay. Let's take it to the 5 minute. Cue in my drawings. And zoom in now. More. So looking at the 5 minute charts for trade setups, triggers, the 1 minute and 5 minute. Starting at 7 a.m. right here. Yep, this is what it looks like before. Let's zoom in. There we go. So typically I like to have my chart set up between 7 o'clock, 7:15, and look for trades starting at 7:30. Sometimes I wait till a little bit later. Typically I want to get it done in that early time because, again, we're looking here at 7 a.m. Look at these big wicks on the bottom, buyers stepping in here. Again, they could be wrong, but big wicks, buyers are supporting it. Support. Go forward. And look, continue going lower because the bearish bias broke below quarters. See the ending 75 quarters. And again, this 1 hour low here was labeled obviously the 8 o'clock session. Oops, I want to show you there you go. This is the 8 o'clock session, that vertical line. So now we're looking for retest these zones I drew, these levels, price levels on the upside. Zoom in some more. And show you this on the 1 hour. There we go on the 1 hour. See this big red candle? I'm going to label this. This was, yeah, that'd be fine. That was a 1 hour low I was talking about. Right here. That was the one that started, but I extended out because I wanted it to go to the 5 just because it may become a 4 hour session. So again, look at the 5 minutes. We have a reversal here on the upside, looking for this key price level. Things may look for a trigger. This key price level, quarters, 75. Potential trade idea off of that, as well as this mid 4 hour point. $8.15 bearish pin bar, which end up eventually becoming a 1 hour high. Look at that bearish pin bar. So it never made it up here. Bearish pin bar rejects. Oops, right there, bearish pin bar. And what happens? We're coming between the 8 o'clock to 8:30. We know there's news at 8:30, not to be in a trade close to 8:30. Again, bearish pin bar. Plenty of time still take trades for scalps. Just to show you, that big vertical line was the 8:30 news. Huge price range, spike down, right down there, which happened to test that swing low. Regardless, let me remove this. What time frame that line is? The point is, this was a swing low, and it was retested there. Big wick buyer stepped in, defended it. Again, still bearish buys overall, but swing point. Look for those swing points to be retested. Trade ideas off of there. Let's go forward. Continue momentum down, go into this 4 hour low. Testing the 4 hour low and close this 5 minute candle closed green. But look at reject at midpoint there. Getting closer to the 9 o'clock hour. This big consolidation, but again, still lots of rejection around here. And on the upside, potential test, we know quarters and this big 4 hour midpoint. So now you have buyers coming in here, reversing. And this blue vertical line was the 4 hour. So between 9 and 9:30, we know we're coming to the New York session open. I'll show you this 1 hour right there. That'd be the right here. That right green candle before it became a 4 hour candle. Obviously, it was that 1 hour. Broke above it. 9:30 New York session open. So you will not want to be in a trade when that opens. There's a lot of risk that it reverse. But again, broke above, went above quarters. Big round number. Here we go. 4 hour midpoint right here. Being tested. 9:55. What happens? We have that news coming at 10 a.m. News occurred right here. This yellow vertical line. Remember, it was light news. It wasn't heavy. 5 minute candle. Changed red. Does the trend change? Yep. Big sell-off dump. Big consolidation. I want to take it to the current time. And there we are right now. This is what's currently happening now. So a lot of whipsaw, a lot of reversals. And the financial instruments I trade, regardless if it's the S&P 500 or the euro or some other commodity, I like to compare it, watch the US dollar. So here you have the US dollar. These are both 5 minutes. Clearly see the inverse, right? Inverse. Let's cue up the S&P 500 futures. Typically a stronger dollar is bearish bias, the equity. So look, overnight here, dollar went higher. Overnight, the S&P 500 futures into the pre-market sold off, and a lot of whipsaw here because the temporary bullish bias. So let's zoom in here so you can see again, looking for divergencies. Take it from the 6:30 time. So here, you might have something get tested here on the dollar. That might be a divergency. You might have the opportunity to take advantage of here. So maybe the drawings won't be the same because, again, the range might be different. Opportunities. Yep, opportunities. So let's put this on the 1 minute and we'll finish this. So you can see how it looks on the 1 minute for scalping. The setups on the higher time frame and the scalping off 1 minute. Let's put it on the 7 a.m. on each of them. Same drawings. And take it to the 9 a.m. window. 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. because we know between that time was the 8:30 news. There we go. Dollars on the left 1 minute, euros on the right. Multiple times testing this big quarter number down here on the dollar. Same here, the inverse. Taking it to 7:30 so you can see how things played out. 8 o'clock, the new hour. Going up to quarters, 75. 8:30, big impulse move down. And 9 o'clock hour. Well, look at here how things played out. You might get earlier singles here than show up here. Because again, right here, this is 8:30 right there. 8:30 there. Again, you can look at this multiple time frames and see something maybe clearer on the 5 minute that you don't see on the 1 minute. Thank you as always, spending just a little bit of time with me. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.